Neuromatrix here, of course, for the NetApp technology product launch. And I have with me the MD CEO for NetApp's technology, Mr. Edwin Okoro. Thank
Thank,
you so much for being here.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
I mean, it was an amazing event.
Yeah.
So, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'm going to start with talking about, the conceptualization, to development, to now final
For the
culmination
launch.
and the launch of the products. How long did that take and how does it feel, to have this now?
It's taken 3 years from the point that we got the AIP from the Central Bank of Nigeria down to this day, the product launch. It's not been easy, really. A whole lot of collaboration was actually required to be able to launch 5 suites of products and 4 services. And all of them has been built not only for our consumption, but also made available to the business community, the developers community to also consume and also enjoy whatever we are enjoying in terms of product and service delivery. From conceptualization, I think it all began just with what do we do to improve the financial landscape in Nigeria. Looking at what was prevalent then, we felt that we could also impact also in nation building while streamlining and facilitating payments for consumers and businesses alike. And also that was also before the cashless economy of CBN came on board, and we actually knew ab initio that the bank's infrastructure at that point might not be so robust. And when the cashless policy came on board, we saw what happened in terms of performance. A
Yes.
whole of infrastructure had to be rebuilt to be able to accommodate the volume of transactions that are going on. But prior to that, we building this product. It started with us trying to say, okay, what can we do in the area of electricity? And there's a whole lot we have also in stock in that area,
Oh,
which we were
okay.
launching along the line, where people that are not metered definitely will have to pay bills, and they pay from the comfort of our platforms. And also for the electricity, for the discos, they earn more money, and knowing fully well that they do not have to spend so much on compliance costs and so many other things. But that was how we started. And when we started the journey, we never knew that we'd be requiring the sets of licenses. But we started first with, okay, let's apply to CBN and see if they can give us permission to be able to collect money. And we were told we need to apply as a PSP. And we chose the category and we started the journey. We got our license approval in principle in November 2022, and then the journey began. So it's not been easy, but it's been a wonderful journey. And I feel good that it has climbed us today and that we're here. But then
You're proud of it,
I'm
of the
so
job.
proud.
So.
I'm so proud. Well, and this cannot have been achieved without the support of the team. They are the ones, for me, that have the greatest credit in all of this. Without them, we would not be where we are. They've gone through a whole lot of torturous journey, a lot of demands, working day and night. A lot of them, so as much as I apologize to my family, I also apologize to their families to say sorry that we're having you guys working, your man working day and night to achieve this. So I give a lot of kudos to them. The success
Fantastic.
of it belongs to them. And I want to say thank you so much.
Fantastic. I mean, there's so much to talk about, but let's talk about some of the products, right? Because I was listening to you do your presentation and you talked about a number of, products that I found very fascinating
Yeah.
from the Swift Way, to the marketplace and then the debt recovery,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
very unique product.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit more about some of these products, the marketplace and
All
all
right.
of that?
I will start first with the debt recovery aspect of it. I love the question that was asked by the gentleman. How do you recover debt? Our journey started as far back in terms of the credit environment. First, we didn't just spring up as a startup company. We've been into technology. We provided solutions to so many other blue chip companies. I don't want to mention their names, but then within the industry, oil and gas, and private sector organizations. And one of our major products is one that we call Equilis. It's more of a credit management system. It's an ERP that has a credit model, loans management, and the likes of them. financial accounting, all entwined into a product. And then my experience within the credit industry began. Along the line, we're also going to factor that I mentioned we're getting into loans and other areas along the line in the course of our journey. Now, what we built is the credit itself is centered on debt recovery. It's easy to give a loan. Right now, what we have is a manual. When you look at most of the credit company, they might have a system in the office, but they source for the client, give them forms to fill, and then they come to the office, capture it into the record, but they give them checks of whatever, positive checks and the likes of them, and they need to get this money. And then you go, the person placing, putting the check, and it bounces. You go looking for the customer, you can't find the customer because the identity they gave to you does not really exist. And we looked at this problem and said, okay, we need to solve identity problem first before we get into the credit sector. Secondly, we need to know how best to get the money back for ourselves and also for those businesses that will be integrating with us. And then we came up with that model. So that with your GSI and also with your e-mandate and also your address information collected by us from KYC, we'll be able to keep track of you and as well as electronically take out this fund and then give it to who owns it or back to us when we start providing the credit system to people. We looked at all of the sum total and we said there must be a flagship product. Okay, now we have a payment gateway which we've built. We have the Swift Pay. That's for SMEs, for organizations that want normal in bulk payment, be it salary payment, be it bulk disbursement, like BOI that is giving credit to so many people, bulk disbursement, or state government that want to empower their people. All they need to do is consume our API and send it the request, and the money is being delivered to every client. But we looked at it and said, okay, apart from the SME, okay, we take care of the Swift Pay. The individuals, day-to-day Nigerians, should also be empowered to have tools, technological tools, to be able to streamline their payments. And that's why we came up with NETAPPS Marketplace. Marketplace, it's a place where you what buy and sell. So on that platform, a whole lot of products that we're going to be unveiling that has to do with buying and selling. But first, is that you need to be able to receive money and to be able to send that money, and that's why we built those features into the system.
Yes.
Now, secondly, is that there's some basic day-to-day needs that we need to take care of, such as our bills and the likes of them. That's the reason why we have the bills model. But we are not giving bills model to people or to consumers or customers just like that. We want them to have value, economic value in the sense, especially in Nigerian client, definitely when someone gets economic empowerment, that becomes a preferred destination. And we are delivering the service, making sure the availability is up to 99.9%, and they're getting value for their money. Now, the costs, total costs, okay, definitely of that they will be spending will be less. Because if you spend, let's assume, 500 naira and you're able to get, let's assume 30 naira back, it simply means you spend 430, not 500. So you spend more and then you spend less while you earn more on the platform. And we build this, as I said, across the generation, such that if the fifth person downline does a transaction, you are the one that just did the reference, okay, the first time. And then the person you referenced another person down to the fifth generation. Once the fifth person does transaction, across the chain, everybody has a cashback. This feature we've built in, putting the customer in your mind and making sure they get satisfaction on the product. So this and so many other products, the USSD star 1266 hash, and as well as the other products that I actually mentioned today. So all of this is just for consumers and for businesses alike. The KYC is for verification and authentication. Yes. You can verify your driver's license, you can verify international passport, and so many other things. We also have the financial limit that is also as a service that people can actually integrate into their product and leverage on that. But in sum total, all of this is with the customer in mind, whether businesses or consumer, that they have value for their money.
Let's talk about security of your products, because that is always something that customers think about when they look at fintech products. How safe is my money? How safe are my transactions? I mean, what are you doing differently? How safe is NETAPPS?
Our products are safe. And in as much as no tool or technology that is developed by man can be 100% safe. We're proud to say that we've ensured that at least we have 99.9% availability and 99.9% safety. We built an vault system within the system and ensure that the transactions are safe. I will not go into the nitty details of that,
Of course.
but then it is absolutely safe. But on the face value, on the user side, first is that we ensure that the identities of whoever that is signing up to our applications, they are well known. Before money can be moved out from any account, there are certain controls that needs to be done, and all place this in the hands of the user. You set those controls based on your your tests. You understand for level of safety. Now we talked about the financial limit that says so this amount of number, that's the maximum that can move out from your account. You set the limit, and nothing exceeds that. Secondly, is that before you can even perform any transaction, there is a PIN that needs to be entered into the system. Only you knows that. The third is that we have a two-way fee, two-factor authentication, such that for every single transaction once activated, then OTPs has been sent to your registered mobile number, which has been verified to really exist and legit, and then you can perform transactions. So with this, it's sure to be safe. Then finally, on our payment gateway, we've also built in what we call the 3D secured, which of course with the banks, the issuing bank and the likes of them, it is required that that is in place. Where OTP also sent when you're going through a payment gateway to ensure that your money is safe, especially for card payments and every other thing else. So yeah, the application is quite safe. That I can guarantee.
There are other products that I found very fascinating. The one about using your phone as a POS. Can you throw a bit more light on that?
Beautiful. The NFC. The NFC is more or less the future technology, but it's here right now. It's a future. Someone said it's future in Nigeria, but it's something that is prevalent outside the country, of course, which is true. But it's better late than never.
Exactly.
We have the NFC, we have the QR code. First, I will say that the way we integrated those products is not the way it is done, the conventional part. We took a different approach to it. For you to have NFC enabled application, what is prevalent in the industry is that you build a separate application for businesses that will have to download it and then on NFC phones and things like that. But we went far beyond that. We provided that into our payment gateway. What it simply means is that once a business A integrates to us, automatically they inherit the NFC features in their app, and then they can start using the NFC features to collect money. Now, what does the NFC do? Near field communication, RFID technology. At the moment, what is conventional right now is that you have your POS machine and then you slot in your cards from which monies have been deducted after all security measures have been taken place. Now, it's hardware based, so to speak. Technology is moving towards software based. And what we've done is to provide the NFC app such that even with NETAPPS Marketplace, even with the virtual kiosk, even at our merchants integrated to our payment gateway, you still have the NFC capability where all you do is have a mobile phone, a smartphone that has, it's as cheap as around 30 something, 40 something thousand right now in the market. And you get that and then automatically it turns to your POS machine. You scan a card, you'll be able to collect money, generate receipt on the fly, and then send to customers. So this is the future we've built in, not for ourselves also, but for merchant and the developer community alike. They can leverage on it and they have it. Why reinvent the wheel? It is there for you to leverage.
That sounds very good.
Thank you.
But I want to talk about one other thing that you mentioned during your speech. You were talking about, you had partnered with a number of insurance companies.
Yeah.
And of course, I think you are licensed also by the
Yes.
National
Insurance Commission, yes.
So that's taking insurance to Nigerians that
Yes.
people don't really pay attention to. Now,
Absolutely.
you're saying people can do it from their phones?
Absolutely. The industry has not been disrupted, as I said, but it's an industry that is viable and it's stressful also. For you to get insurance, traditional method, it's hackling. You need to actually go through an agent or you need to go to insurance companies to be able to buy insurance. Yes, as beautiful as the product is, it's not so much known by Nigerians. But then people tend to always say, had I known, I would have actually bought policies, especially maybe when there's an accident or when there's a fire incident or one thing or the other, everybody wants a cover. At that point, there are always complaints of, I should have taken that right decision from the beginning. Now we're saying you don't need to complain. You don't need to procrastinate. You don't need to really visit insurance companies. Why not sit in the comfort of your home and then look at what policy you want to buy, and we'll give you the results from the multiple insurance company that we have integrated to, and give you a comparative advantage of one over the other based on what insurance companies provide. The choice is yours. We're empowering you, our consumer, to be able to make your choice. Select the company that you want to buy the product with, pay for the fees for the policies, and the policy will be delivered to you right in your home or the comfort of your office, without you having to leave. This will be brought in, and we're scaling more to building more features into it as it goes on. But it's revolutionary, and it's something that we are so proud of, and we're looking for people to actually leverage
It
on
is
it.
revolutionary indeed, but I'm curious, why wait until you had five products?
Yeah.
Why not, I have SwiftPay, I have Marketplace, I'll just go to launch that. Why did you wait to get everything out at the same time?
What we wanted is want to ensure that availability that's there. I've mentioned severally, apart from security, apart from convenience, we want to make sure that there's availability. Now, what that is standard is that you launch a product, MVP, minimum viable product, where you can actually feel the pulse of consumers and the likes of them, and then scale and build as it grows. Why we decided to do that is that we felt that there's no need of pushing something that is still so stable into the market. We want something that is stable, something that is robust. Now, in the course of the journey, we also discovered that there are a whole lot of collaborations that needs to be done. Now, the way it's done is that if I'm to consume a service from you, all right, you're going to give it to me at A. When I'm giving it to the consumer, it's going to be A plus one. Now, we're looking at how best to give it to the consumer at the same price as A, so that it can become competitive. You understand? There will be comparative advantage. And so doing, rather than go through A, we decided to also build those products now to be able to achieve this. The way it's doing it might not be also okay with us. We decided to improve and scale in terms of our performance to ensure it works better. And then we had to build this product, not also for us, but for the fintech community at large. Now, we can compete favorably even with those people that have been ahead of us, and we can compete within the same space, making sure that the last mile in terms of service delivery, that the consumer gets the benefit, it's affordable to them. So it took us long. Also, we decided to bootstrap. Okay. Now, um, the conventional thing is that you might actually say, I need to get an investor's fund. And then what happens is that from day one, you put that pressure because return on investment is what it is. The business is all about numbers, it's all about money. And then you might also be trying with investors because there's no proven concept to know whether the product is going to scale or not. And then you tie an investor's fund, spend it, and at the end of the day, when no more fund is coming, you only declare bankruptcy and then move on. That's what is happening within the fintech industry, and I believe the regulators definitely will do something into that. Also, for the sake of other startups that are coming up. But we decided not to go that route. We decided to bootstrap. Now, to bootstrap took us this journey where we had to come up with five products. Initially, payment gateways for businesses to collect revenue. That is predominantly what it is. But what is also said is not only for business. Okay, let's empower our business with more tools. All right, let's include ability for them to pay salaries and the likes of them. Let's include ability for them to be able to leverage on the financial accounting system to account for their business operations and things like that. And then that took us the journey of saying, let's have both the Swift Pay and also for individual customers to build a marketplace. The product that we've shown on the marketplace, that's as a third version.
Interesting.
It's not the first version. The first version we built, we didn't even like it. Ordinarily, following the theoretical part of the concept of launch, startup, you will say, launch this and let people try, okay, and see how it goes. But we know that the market has also been so deep in by people that have been there before us. The moment we will launch that, to fuel their pulse, definitely Nigerians, they throw back and that is all. So we said no. We went back to the drawing board and came up with the second version and then the third version. So, and this
So
is
even
what
the
we
second
launched.
version, you were not happy with it as
We're not
well.
happy with it. But this third version is something we're proud of and something that we'll look forward. We're still going to scale. I told you that in the next quarter before the end of the year, we'll be incorporating AI such that just with your voice recognition, definitely you'll be able to perform some
So
transactions
that's the
there.
future of NetApps.
That is
Because
the
I
future of
want to ask
NetApps.
you the
Absolutely.
future of NetApps. So what else are we expecting from
We're
NetApps?
expecting more collaboration and integration.
Okay.
We have done so many integrations and partnership. We're still going to do more within the industry, and that's the one way to scale. We have a whole lot of concepts that we want to actually unveil. A lot will also invite you also for some more product, especially for
Absolutely.
the business community. There are a whole lot of tools we want to empower them with, and that's also forms part of the next launch. We're looking at as I said, incorporating a bit of AI and machine learning. We're
Yes.
also looking at also scaling out to African countries. But in our timeline and projection, well, we're not yet ready, we're not yet in a hurry to leave Nigeria first to scale.
Okay.
But we're looking at in the next 2 years, we should now move out and reach out to other Africa. We need to conquer Nigeria. And then we have over 63 million, which I said, that are what unbanked or underserved, that do
Yes.
not even have access to the financial system we're talking about.
Sure.
So the market is huge. Everyone has the sector in which they play. And then when you look at it, really, you understand, we have 193 million mobile devices in place. We have around 121 million people that have internet access. Okay? And then when you look at the margin, there's enough to really play. Now, none of the fintech companies will say, even the banks will say they have around 56 million customers. It simply means even at 119, over 50 something million has not yet been reached by the bank. So the market is huge across board. So we look at playing it within the industry and actually having our own share of the cake.
Fantastic. I know in the next 6 months you have some other things you want to do.
Yeah, well, in every quarter we'll be launching
Okay.
products. There are a whole lot that we wanted to be part of this launch, but for collaborations that have not really been firmed up, we're not able to meet the timeline. But then they will be part of the next one and the next one. Every quarter,
And the next
we're
one.
actually evolving and actually bringing new products. So as to the benefit of our consumers and to businesses alike.
I mean, Nairametrics will be here definitely to
We're looking
find out
forward.
everything and report everything.
We're
and
looking
support you
forward
all
to
the
the
way.
partnership. You've started the journey with us. We'll look forward to you continuing the journey with us. And also, that encourages us more to do more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edwin
Thank you so
Okoro.
much for
And
having me once again.
congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
On this launch. I mean,
Thank you so
I'll go
much.
to Play Store and then see how I can put
We'll
it
look
on my
forward to
phone.
that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
checking
so
it out.
much. All right.